And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be normal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Doubling up. Roger, roll, Atlantis.
Water towers, fly! Yes!
Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside FD off. Bring in FD off. Off. It's orange!
R45! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage. Put that in the big bag, Jingle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
The methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You bet. We don't need any more of these.
Good evening. You are taking a shaky live look at Space Launch Complex 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, where SpaceX is going to try to launch the Starlink 6-82 mission from Florida. I am Sawyer Rosenstein. I will be your host, and you can see we have a special guest this stream, Mother Nature, bringing the wind today. That is the camera shake. That is the breeze that you see up in the front. And it is going to be a windy day. And I'm sure you'll be able to tell that as we introduce the team that is with me in the field. Joining me from the field today, we'll start with Max Evans, the winner of Friday's game show. How's it going?
Oh God, are we still talking about that? Well, good evening, everybody. And yes, as evident by the camera shake on your screens, it is an incredibly gusty evening here on the Space Coast of Florida, and I have a feeling that will take that topic will be a major part of discussion for at least the first half of the stream before we go into prop load. So we have clear skies, but the winds are a-gusting.
Indeed, the winds, they are a-gusting, the times they are a-changing, and joining us as well from the field is D Wise. D, how's it going out in the wind?
You know what? It is windy, that is for sure, but it is, all things considered, still a beautiful night. We are watching the skies for some meteors through all this, and we've seen some during the setup here. And it may be windy, but SpaceX seems like they're still working to try for a launch. So we're out here, and maybe, just maybe, they can sort of thread the needle here.
Well, they just put a hold on the count, so we'll see.
But, oh my.
But yes, and right now, pushing the buttons, pulling the levers, and probably freaking out in the back channel that I mentioned the hold is Kevin Michael Reed. So yeah, while we wait to see what they're going to do here with that, let's talk about the weather. That's obviously the key factor today. Max, what is the official forecast and why is it terrible?
Well, you said it, Sawyer. The only word that can really describe the forecast for today is terrible. And the reason why it is terrible is obviously, as we already mentioned, the winds are howling at like they normally don't, honestly, especially at this time of year. We have gusts anywhere from 25 to 30 plus miles an hour happening here at ground level. And the main concern also is the upper level winds as well are even worse. Overall, the forecast from the 45th Weather Squadron forecasted a 70% chance of a weather-related violation, with the primary concerns being liftoff winds and the cumulus cloud rule. So the liftoff winds certainly seem to be the only thing that we can either see or feel at the moment. In terms of cumulus clouds, there's hardly a cloud in the sky, so that's at least good, but the wind levels at the moment appear to be unacceptable, as is evident from the hold in the countdown. But currently, things seem to be progressing towards an attempt later in the window, as we just got a new T0 as well. I believe it is 11:49 and 20 seconds, which is not incredibly soon. It's a little over 2 hours away. But SpaceX seems confident enough in Falcon 9's ability to deal with this weather. But Falcon 9's weather threshold, or at least wind threshold, is anywhere in the realm of around 30 to 35 miles an hour, at least on the ground. It is a different story when you were talking about the upper level winds, but those can be a lot more intense, and those do not change anywhere near as quickly as those on the ground level. So if there ever was a vehicle or a mission to try out to see what else Falcon 9 can handle in new conditions, it would be a Starlink mission. But you wouldn't think that it would be with a booster with only 9 flights on it. But yeah, safe to say things are not looking very good for a launch attempt tonight, as is evident by the already S word of the Atlas V that was originally scheduled for around 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then the following Starlink at around 9 a.m. So only one of the 3 left, and things are not faring so well for it at the moment.
Yeah, in this case, 2 out of 3 is bad, considering that they moved, but we will see what ends up happening with this one. And D, I know we pushed about 2.5 hours into the window, but there's still time, right?
Yes, there still should be some time in the window. Um, they have actually until about 1:43 a.m. local time. So that's a positive at least. They've got some room to work with this wind. It's been picking up basically we got years to set up, but they can adjust. Maybe they'll find a period where the wind starts to die down and they'll be able to thread this.
Yeah, you can hear the wind causing issues there on the mic, but yeah, the setup apparently quite bad. The window does continue until 1:43 a.m. Eastern Time. It opened at 9:43 p.m. They've now pushed it for those just checking in. The updated T0 that we have is 11:49 p.m. Eastern Time and 20 seconds. Let me at least thank some people here getting started already. Vanessa with the 10 euros saying good evening, NSF. Good evening, Vanessa. And good evening to the people watching. Also, we had Ingum becoming a Capcom member. And a reminder, Capcom and above gets access to the NSF Discord. And hopefully we will see you in there. The pre and post show for the Flame Trench. All kinds of awesome goodies. Zeri becoming a Padrat member. Cairn becoming a Padrat member. Neo becoming a Red Team member. And Don becoming a Red Team member as well. Well, really quick then, while we have all of this going on, we should at least talk about the mission that we will hopefully see later tonight, Starlink 6-82. This is another one of those Starlink missions with 29 V2 mini satellites on board, and this one is set to go, as we've seen with most of these lately, towards the southeast. Is very common with the Group 6 missions that we see here. So that'll be a southeast trajectory. And Max, what is the... what booster are we looking at, and what are we looking at for recovering it?
So the booster on the docket tonight over at Slick 40 is B1092, and this is only its 9th assigned flight, which is rather peculiar because if you are going to push the limits of what Falcon 9 can handle in terms of at least winds or other weather criteria, one wouldn't think that you would use a Falcon 9 booster that has a lot of life left in it. But SpaceX seems to have some confidence at least. So for the moment, things are pushing forward. In terms of flight history, this booster has launched NROL 69, nice, CRS 32, GPS 37, USSF 36, and only 4 previous Starlink missions. Hopefully, at about 8.5 minutes into flight, the first stage booster will be meeting the drone ship a Shortfall of Gravitas stationed about 600 kilometers downrange, hopefully for a successful landing and recovery. And also, the fairing station about 100 kilometers farther downrange, aiding in fairing recovery, is Doug. So, in terms of recovery assets and I guess launch launching in general, things seem to be business as usual apart from the obvious gigantic elephant in the room, which is the very, very gusty conditions. So we will see what SpaceX wants to do, and we know that they do like to push the limits with these Starlink missions, because Falcon 9, even though it is technically fully developed, they always want to push a little bit more to see what it can really do, and the time to do that is during these Starlink missions with their own payload on board, without the risk of any commercial partners or customers. So we will see what happens, although I think D and I are in agreement that things are not looking ideal at the moment, but honestly, weirder things have happened. As you can see on your screen, this is a map of the NOTAMs out in the Atlantic Ocean, closer to the coast is regarding launch, and then that big old zone north of the Bahamas is where the area of the drone ship is where the drone ship is currently stationed, and that is the area zoned off for recovery. So heading southeast tonight. So if you have a good weather around you, you should have a great view if you are south of the Cape, say Satellite Beach, and even going all the way down to Miami and even by you, Sawyer. So, but I think you were telling us in the before we went live, it's actually raining at the moment. So I think it's safe to say that weather on a bunch of fronts so far is not ideal for a bunch of people, including here on the Space Coast.
Yeah, down in the West Palm Beach area, it was raining by me just before we went on the air, so it's a shame. I was hoping to also see the meteor shower going on. And of course, our cameras have been looking out for that, and you guys have obviously been seeing them as you've been out there. So just a fun little bonus that we've been looking at here. And as we look at SpaceX's numbers, by the way, so far for this year, it's unbelievable. The 169th, quite nice launch of the year for SpaceX. Their 12th in this 12th month of the year. Their 608th overall launch. Also, I'm sure there's something there. Earth's X orbital launch of the year. I don't know if that just wasn't filled in. It was a placeholder. But the 228th consecutive, hopefully successful launch. The 580th orbital. Ooh, get ready. Remember the whole round of 500s? SpaceX's 500th orbital launch, 500th Falcon 9, all that. We're coming up to it. The 298th SpaceX launch from this launch pad. I should start calling this one the historic Space Launch Complex 40 at this rate. Shortfall Gravitas, near perfect record, 139 if this goes well out of 140. And hopefully that would mean a 211th consecutive successful landing of Falcon 9. And of course, the 340th launch dedicated to Starlink. Also, got to love the fact that Starlink 6-82 is the 94th Group 6 mission and comes after Starlink 699. Logic.
Yeah, it really shows you how organized or how in order these Starlink missions and their naming nomenclatures tend to go. In other words, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's very confusing to keep them all in order. I will say that. It was the same way with Shuttle. They would change all the time in the order. I'll just say, when I used to actually have a physical calendar when I was doing those, and I would legit have to keep crossing it off and moving it around and going, wait, but the order is wrong and this and that. And that is a true story. That was not meant to be a merch plug, but it's a true story. So I guess while it's up, let's do that merch plug. It is the 2026 spaceflight calendar and the 2026 Starship calendars are available. And while we may not have the exact dates of the space shuttle missions and the exact Starlink number order, we do have some of the quotes from the intro and the dates in which those were said and the missions that they were related to. Those you won't have to cross out and move around like I did during shuttle days. And then, of course, we also have historic dates over at Starbase as well for those Starship calendars. Those are all available right now. You can check them out while they're in pre-sale and while they're $5 cheaper pre-sale over at shop.nasaspaceflight.com. And with that, you can already hear the tunes beginning. You know what that means. It's time for an NSF commentary hold brought to you by DJ KMR. Get ready for those tunes because we are going to listen to those and hang out and watch Falcon 9 together. Hopefully this thing launches. We will rejoin you at the T-minus 40-minute mark, which is when they would be giving the go for prop load. Of course, if anything changes with that T0, we will be on the air to let you know. But for now, enjoy Kevin's Christmas cacophony.
year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace and love and happiness. We come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day.
everything look just like it should at Yuletide. The parcels are all under the tree, right where they should be. Soon everything is Christmas-fied. Disney bona fide. And so are all of you. Does this come true? These few days go by so fast. I wish I could somehow make them last. Put it in a bottle, stick a label on, saying do not open till summer comes. Right now, let's savor this, and underneath the mistletoe, get a kiss. The rest of the year may be hard to come by, so right now I'm gonna give it a try. And so are all of you. Does this come true? Santa Claus is on his worldwide tour, like so many a time before. And if you've been really good, it's true, Santa Claus has got something for you. Oh yeah. And so are all of you, Does this come true? And so are you, so are you, Does this come true? Only once a year. Only once a year. I've been keeping my eyes on you all year. You've been taking notice, that much is clear. Now I'm meaning to ask you, hoping you'll take this right. Girl, have you got plans for Christmas night? Why don't we make your Christmas my Christmas, our Christmas? Why don't we make your Christmas my Christmas, our Christmas? Don't you think that the holidays should be all about
Do not be surprised at the voice coming from your screen. This is Sawyer Rosenstein with NSF. For the Starlink 6-82 mission, you may have noticed the hold in the corner of the screen. They did stop the clock. It has restarted again at a new T0. So they are now targeting 12:08 a.m. Eastern Time and 50 seconds. So that is 12:08 a.m. now on December 15th. So just about a 30-minute or so push there. So the clock in the top left of your screen is still accurate. We will bring you back to the tunes, and we will rejoin you with commentary at T-minus 40 minutes, and sooner if we have any other updates.
Christmas tide on high, in the morning dough, magic light. Christmas tide on high, in the morning dough, magic light. Christmas tide on high, in the morning dough, magic light. Christmas tide on high, in the morning dough. In hearts we will carry have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace and love and happiness. We come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day.
in a bottle, stick a label on, saying do not open till summer comes. Right now, let's savor this, and underneath the mistletoe, get a kiss. The rest of the year may be hard to come by, so right now I'm gonna give it a try. And so are all of you.
It's the omnipotent voice with the NSF stream, Sawyer Rosenstein, once again back with you. For the Starlink 6-82 mission, you may notice again the hold bar back in the corner of the screen. We have another new T0. They are still going to try tonight. As of now, the new T0 is 12:25 a.m. Eastern Time and 10 seconds. So 12:25:10. A reminder, the window goes until 1:43 a.m. Eastern Time, although the weather still remains only 30% favorable, with, as you could tell by the flag and the other shots, the main concern being the winds. We'll keep an eye on those. We'll keep an eye on any updates and continue to update you as we know more. Anyway, back to DJ KMR. Well, folks, we rejoin you here with commentary and not a notice. The clock still continuing to count, surprisingly, at this point. We are at about T minus 36 minutes and 15 seconds to go until the scheduled liftoff of the Starlink 6 82 mission from Space Launch Complex 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. As per the usual SpaceX timeline, they perform a go no go poll at the T minus 38-minute mark. And given that we have not seen or heard any indications of them stopping said clock, it seems like they're going to proceed through it. So that means that prop load should start in about 45 seconds from now, with the RP1, the rocket propellant 1, the kerosene, and the liquid oxygen beginning in stage 1, along with the RP1 in stage 2. So it looks like they're going to try to launch these 29 Starlink V2 mini satellites tonight. I guess I'll reintroduce the team that's with me for those who have been muted or just rejoining in. In the field, in the wind tonight, we have Max. How's it going, Max?
Well, it is going and flowing, Sawyer. Smoothly or not, it is going and flowing. Currently taking shelter in my car from the wind because that was pretty egregious to try and talk through. But SpaceX looks like they're going to try and go through with this one. So we will see what happens.
I'm a bit surprised. I think all of us are a bit surprised by it, especially for the fact that we have two team members out in the field and the other person is D Wise. D, I think we're all a bit kerfuffled here.
You know, we know SpaceX likes to try to thread the needle, get that launch count up as much as they can. Like, they don't want to put off what could be a good launch day. So, uh, he- they're going for it, seemingly. So, hopefully, we will have an answer one way or another, hopefully, with a launching rocket here in less than 35 minutes.
Exactly. The big indicator will be a couple of minutes from now, potentially seeing frost. It's going to be a little trickier than usual, given the shake on the cameras because of said wind. We don't have control over that. That's Mother Nature right there. We've got all the strong tripods out and everything. It is just gusty. And Kevin Michael Reed, who's been DJing the music, is still continuing to push the rest of the buttons and pull the rest of the levers here as we continue our coverage. Hey, that's me. I'm Sawyer Rosenstein, for those who don't know. So at this point, we'll keep an eye out on fueling, but let's go through the mission again here, because it's been a couple hours, I feel like, since we've talked about it. About 2 hours. So this, again, the Starlink 6-82 mission, and this is another one of your southeasterly Starlink flights. So this one heading on that southeastern trajectory into its typical orbit that we're used to seeing, especially for Group 6. You can see there the keep out areas and the danger areas that they have. Of course, where it's launching from at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, and then downrange for the recovery assets, which, speaking of, Max, what do we have for asset recovery for, and I guess for which booster?
Yeah, so currently, currently over on the pad at Slick 40 is booster B1092, and tonight would be its 9th assigned flight so far, which I honestly have to say is kind of puzzling, because if there was ever a time for SpaceX to push the envelope with new weather parameters, and in this case with wind, it would be a Starlink mission like tonight, because it is their own payload. But you would think that they would use a booster with a bit more flight time on it, and this booster is still young and has a lot of life left in it. You would think that they would use a booster with maybe 25 or more flights, considering how much that booster has already served, and SpaceX has already gotten their money's worth out of it. But nonetheless, they're going to try with this one. Being only its 9th flight, it is again rather young, not even quite middle aged. Honestly, I would say that point is around the 10 flight marker, between 10 and 20. So, but in terms of recovery assets, the first stage booster, assuming all goes well tonight, will be meeting the drone ship a Shortfall of Gravitas, stationed about 600 kilometers southeast of Florida's Space Coast, just north of the Bahamas. And aiding in fairing recovery is the vessel Doug. So Just strictly in terms of assets, this is really a business as usual Starlink mission. But what is not business as usual is the weather that is interfering, and also just the weather being present as it is during this time of year. We don't normally see winds this strong or really weather this severe or strong at this time of year, because we are now basically in winter, which is when the weather is a lot drier and a lot more stable than compared to what we get in the summer with the daily rainstorms and all of that. So also well out of hurricane season at this point as well. But in terms of the official forecast from the 45th Weather Squadron, they were forecasting a 70% chance of a weather-related violation. So in other words, only a 30% chance of favorable weather. So not great. Not great at all. And the primary concerns there being the liftoff winds and the cumulus cloud rule. Although I do have to say, even though there is some overcast over our heads, it appears to be rather thin in nature and not really cumulus in structure. And the liftoff winds, obviously, as we have mentioned numerous times before tonight, appear to be the one limiting factor to keep everyone's eyes on, and the sole reason for the multiple pushes into the launch window tonight. So in terms of the additional risk criteria as well, with the upper level wind shear is low, booster recovery weather is low to moderate, which is not it's not perfectly ideal, but it's not the end of the world, because I think SpaceX has some leeway in there in terms of what they can use to land boosters on in terms of wave size, wave. I think frequency is the wrong word there, but the actual spacing in between the waves, and not to mention the winds affecting the booster coming down through the atmosphere as well. But also nice to see that the solar activity risk criteria is also rated low. So, in some ways, the forecast looks great, and if the wind wasn't here, I would say this would be a great night to launch, because we have a rather thin cloud layer, it pretty high up top. And everything else seems stable, but obviously it's not with how strong the wind is here tonight. So, keeping our fingers crossed, and it looks like frost. I see frost.
That is definitely frost. It's hard to see with the shake. Again, that is the wind. There's not much we can do about that with our cameras. But yeah, that is frost forming on Falcon 9. So fueling is underway, which means they're going to try for this thing. Bit surprised at that, but you can see the ground winds there. By the way, amplitude, I think is what you meant, but I knew exactly what you meant with that analogy. In terms of the actual official winds observations that they make, they have a sort of watches and warnings that they'll issue for certain areas. Both the Kennedy Space Center and the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station are under strong wind warnings. That means that winds have been observed between 35 and 49 knots. That continues until 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that's, a little on the breezy side, but it seems like they're going to try. And D, I mean, they're kind of committed to this T0 now.
Yeah, once they start fueling, they are locked in with that time until they start fueling, until launch director gives the go at 38 minutes and fuel actually starts flowing into the vehicle. They can adjust all they want within the window to their sub windows. But once they start fueling, they are locked in because of the super cooled cryogenic propellants. They don't have the flexibility of some other rockets, but you know, they might do this, and we'll have to wait and see. They'll likely bring it the whole way down in the count now and be keeping a very close eye on weather. And in those final few minutes, either the weather cooperates or it doesn't, and we'll have our answer for the night.
Yeah, they technically still had, over an hour left in the window if they wanted to try and push it forward. Obviously, they did not. But the window did go until 1:43 a.m., although the current T0 is 12:25 a.m. Eastern Time, and they're stuck with it.
I think it's worth noting, Sawyer, that the original forecast actually called for the winds to actually not improve throughout the night, which is why ULA opted to stand down from the launch of the LEO LA-04 mission that was originally scheduled for in about 2 minutes, technically today would be, at about 3 a.m. local time here on Florida's East Coast. And obviously the winds were such that they opted to stand down pretty early yesterday. So, I guess still today. So obviously not looking great. And, I think with the winds only getting worse, they may have found a period of time where the winds may be like right on the edge, and they may want to try their luck, as SpaceX has been known to thread that needle with weather with Falcon 9 before. So this could be one of those nights, or we could be hearing the dreaded hold at about the T-minus 45-second ish marker once Falcon 9 is on internal power. So have to wait and see. This could be one of those nights. It could be a good night or a bad one, but either way, we know that they are currently committed to that T0.
Yeah, and that's worth noting there too. We had 2 launches that were scheduled within 12 hours of this one, essentially.
Yep.
We had, as you pointed out, the Amazon Leo, formerly known as Kuiper, and I wish they'd stuck with the formerly. And we had another Starlink mission over at 39A, both scheduled for the morning of the 15th. Both of those have since been pushed to the morning of the 16th, which would be Tuesday local time. But this one stuck. So I guess 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I don't know. Meatloaf
I mean,
said it, not me.
2 of the 3 scrubbing is kind of bad.
Yeah, Meatloaf had it wrong. Anyway, if you have questions, you can tag us at NSF or at NASA Spaceflight, and we will do our best to answer as many of your questions as we can. I do also want to hit the support that we got during our musical interlude. Shazbird, the $5 super chat saying, "Hola, Max T and Sawyer from the Big Easy." Nice.
Hey.
SCJDG saying, "Down payment on a Vanderbilt IR camera to beat the fog." Hey, we don't have to worry about the fog as much here, because Best Coast, East Coast, Best Coast. Mr. Picky, the $10 super, saying, "Y'all brave fellows, grab a warm cup of your favorite beverage on me." That's very sweet. That's for you guys, not me. And Mr. Fluffy, speaking of East Coast, Best Coast, saying, "Sorry, Max, but I also think it's worth noting which coast doesn't have wind issues currently. I know you may have rolled your eyes at that. Sawyer deserves it somehow, though."
That seems a bit harsh.
That's very harsh. Come on, we all know East Coast, Best Coast anyway. Yeah, as
We're
Fluffy
still
said
going to
me.
have so many more launches than Vandenberg. We can have our inclement weather, and you know what? We're still winning on the launch count by a lot.
And it's almost like we launched Falcon Heavy as well, and People, and Atlas, and Vulcan, and SLS, and New Glenn, and others in the near future, and Starship. I don't, and Starship next year, hopefully. I don't know.
Almost. Weird.
Yeah, Fluffy sent me a picture yesterday of the Falcon 9 on the pad at Vandy, saying, "Oh, you can see the rocket." I'm like, "No, you can't. It was all fog." So, good try, though. Here's an interesting question. Obviously, with the strong winds, it can change conditions in regards to fairings coming down and things like that. 98 Central is wondering, Max, if the fairings or other hardware landed outside of the safety zones, would that ground Falcon 9?
Well, the safety zone is as big as it is because those are the parameters that are worst case scenario that SpaceX could really calculate given all the parameters at play for either assets or for any of the assets to behave in. So, obviously, if the fairings or the booster had some kind of anomaly or something, of course, not nominal happen to them, and they would come down outside of the zone, that probably would trigger some kind of investigation by the FAA, and then from there, they would either implement some kind of correction to the hardware that went awry, or they would actually extend the actual keep out zone in the water, or the NOTAM, to use the official terminology. So there are a couple of different routes that could possibly be taken. But the only times that we have seen hardware outside of the zone is when some hardware actually had issues, of course, which of course triggered a larger investigation for the actual vehicle itself, as we saw Falcon 9 with on a couple of times, if not 3 times last year. So if that were to happen, it would trigger a whole bunch of different eyes to look on the whole program and the flight path. So ideally not, but there are a few routes that they could take, but hopefully we won't have to find out at any point, because Falcon 9 at this point has proven to be very, 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 very reliable. Good Lord, I can't talk. It's getting late, folks.
Yeah.
It also wouldn't take anything being outside the zone for there to be a grounding and an investigation, because of the specific license that they're under covering the landings as well. Even just a failed landing could prompt an investigation. And now they've been fast previously with previous investigations. It's been relatively quick to get things back in the air, but it wouldn't even take necessarily exiting the zone for that.
Yeah, that is true. And that's also why they have a very wide keep out zone just in case, to give it a little extra wiggle room. And one thing that's also pretty reliable with Falcon 9 is the T minus 20-minute, 20-second vent. And there it is. You can see it blowing through
Ooh.
the crew access tower there. Goodness gracious. I got worried. I'm like, wait, are they still going? Yeah, they are still going. And boy, is that whipping. I mean, Max, that seems quite strong for the wind indication, huh?
Yeah, I had a bit of a heart attack there, because we didn't see any vapor for about 5 or 6 seconds past the point that we normally do with the vent, which we I don't know. I got scared there for a second, but obviously we see it, and yeah, you can tell that the wind is certainly a blowing just from that vent, because one, the vapor is not sticking around very long, and two, whatever vapor is coming out is going directly sideways, and in this case, going directly to the south of the transporter erector. So, and obviously, you can tell there by the flag on the left side of your screen there, which is the flag here at the Kennedy Space Center press site next to the countdown clock. So, it's blowing pretty hard. It's coming straight from the north, and the flag is pretty much under tension the whole time. It has been pretty consistently strong, as I can't remember if it was you, Sawyer, or D, that mentioned the fact that we were in wind advisories, and we have been for many hours now here at the KSC, and also at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. But yeah, that vapor coming out of the TE is a byproduct of SpaceX thermally conditioning the propellant lines inside of it in preparation for stage 2 liquid oxygen loading. So that is what you are currently seeing. That is why you are seeing it. And assuming all is on track, we should see it. We should see it disappear in about 2 minutes' time, and that will be our visual indicator that stage 2 LOX load is underway and that everything is currently on track. And I have to say, I'm incredibly surprised that we have even gotten to this point so far. Was fully expecting to not go tonight, but I think. That's where SpaceX gets you. Whenever you think the weather is too bad, or any factors at play that you can either see or feel would go against the launch, they somehow find a way to thread the needle or put the key in the lock at just the right time and take flight with Falcon. So at this point, I'm not surprised at all. Kind of. Well, I am, but I'm not. I'm not, but I am. It's one of those things.
Although you talk about the key and hole, they don't actually use a launch key physically anymore
Correct.
for Falcon 9. There are I believe there's some rockets that still use it, where to arm the launch system rather than doing it by computer, you stick a physical launch key into the system and have to turn it to activate it. And then some of them still use, I believe over in Russia, the push button to actually activate the launch, which seems quite crazy given how automated everything else is here. And as pointed out, the LOX chill down underway. Hopefully, they will begin that stage 2 LOX load in about a minute's time. So this is an interesting one tonight. Again, the wind's quite strong. As you pointed out, that strong wind warning for KSC and for the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station went into effect at 8 p.m. and continues all the way through until tomorrow morning.
It's worth noting, Sawyer, that yes, we are in a strong winds warning, but forecasts do anticipate there being a bit of a dip in the coming 15 to 30-ish minutes where the gusts decrease just a bit. I believe the prediction was around 29 knots for the gusts. And so we'll have to keep an eye on there you can see the vent stopping as they are moving into the liquid oxygen loading. But with that bit of a dip, that might be just enough. We've seen Falcon 9 launch in some wildly windy conditions. I think CRS 20 was a really windy launch. And so, if this goes just under the threshold at the time for T0, they could make it. They could actually be threading the needle with a dip as the winds are going to increase again after that, at least according to the forecasts.
Yeah, and in recent times, I remember NG23 earlier this year in September, they had the same wind warning going over the loudspeakers, but it lifted off and then landed safely back at LZ2 at the time. This one will not be landing back on land. This is one that will indeed going to land on a drone ship about 600-ish kilometers downrange from the launch site. And again, a reminder today that is a shortfall of Gravitas. Let me thank a couple people here. Turd Ferguson Jr., thank you for upgrading to Red Team. Love the name. And Fluffy come in saying, the shuttle was stolen from us. Never forget. Yeah, I mean, Discovery, for those who don't know, was meant to be a West Coast bird. After all of her work over at the Cape Side, she was going to be the West Coast space shuttle for all the polar missions. But yeah, they needed to make changes to the solid rocket boosters to launch it from there, and turns out there was a problem with their regular solid rocket boosters, which unfortunately led to loss of life, and so that led to the end of the shuttle out at Slick 6 out in Vandenberg, unfortunately. It did see launch of Slick 6, though, but those were, I believe that was Delta launch pad, right? Yeah.
Yes, that is what it turned into. And of course, we saw the very last flight of Delta 4 from that pad back in 2020. Oh gosh. Was it 2023 or 24? I can't remember. I think it was 23. Towards the end of 23.
Yeah, and of course that got transitioned over to a new owner, a company that you might not have heard of called Space Exploration Technologies, I think it was.
Newcomer, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I think they go by SpaceX for short. I don't know. I don't know who they are, though. Anyway, we'll see what they end up using that pad for. If they end up trying Falcon Heavy out there, if it becomes Starship, which, speaking of, Johan is asking, do we know what the schedule is for Starship V3, both for Starbase and, as they put it, LC-39C?
Well, they are still targeting a Q1 debut launch of Starship version 3 from Pad 2 and Starbase. We know that they also want to launch maybe up to 2 times from Florida in 2026, pending pad completion over at LC-39A, which of course they have been making a ton of progress on. Same with all the bays over at the Hangar X facilities, where of course Gigabay is going up in Florida, and also eventually Star Factory 2.0, as we call it as well. So Q1 is certainly still on the table because Booster 19 has been making rapid progress inside of Megabay 2, and we will actually be covering that in the upcoming Starbase update, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, coming out tomorrow, or actually technically today now, since we are past midnight here Eastern time. But Q1 is certainly still on the table for at least a debut flight of V3 from Starbase. I think we will have a better timeline of when that might be possible to launch from Florida once they have, I think, 1 or 2 more flown after flight 12, probably around 13 or I think around flight 13 or 14 is when we're going to have a much better idea of when Florida operations might actually happen in terms of launch. So kind of all up in the air, but we at least have a rough idea of a Q1 of 2026 launch attempt for Starship V3.
Well, it'll be actually in the sea as it's shipped by barge over to the Cape, but I know what you meant.
Oh, geez.
Haven't had a pun yet, and all of us are kind of losing our collective minds, I feel like, at this hour. So we have 12 minutes to go until tonight's launch. And yeah, I know someone's saying the final Delta IV launch was April 2024, but that was out of Slick 37 at the
Yes.
Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, which I think another newcomer took over that launch pad as well. Also, Space Exploration Technologies, I think, something like that.
Also for a much larger rocket as well, and multiple of them.
Yep. If you haven't seen the latest KSE flyover, you can see the updates on where they are at in the Space Coast update on how they're doing with the Starship pads over at Slick 37 and the demolition work. I mean, they have leveled that thing flat. You could hardly tell that all of that infrastructure for Delta IV Heavy was still standing about 6 months ago.
Yeah, and basically that pad compared to what it was for Delta is basically unrecognizable now. It is all flat and level. There was really nothing left except for areas near the HIF or the horizontal integration facility over at 37 that they used to service Delta IV, the Delta IV family of rockets. So the pad is going to be brand new and it will not look anything like that it used to. But there is a lot of land over there to work, and SpaceX plans on using all of it.
It is massive for those who don't know. Yeah, when you think of how big the Delta IV Heavy pad was, that was using only half of the launch pad. That was originally 37B. So, SpaceX can be using all of that land for the launch towers, catch towers, all of their tank farms, all of that goodness. That is going to be huge. I mean, I can't wait to see that. I'm sure I can only imagine the quote of Starship first lifting off from Florida. That's going to be so cool.
We are going to lose our minds. I guarantee it.
Absolutely. Almost like, where's Jacqueline? But even a higher level. Sorry, Ryan. I mean, we've said some good quotes over the years, and in fact, you can find some of them on the calendar at shop.nasaspaceflight.com for a general spaceflight calendar. You see there, we've got quotes from the intro. All the Yikes You Bet concurs. It's orange. All of your favorites are in there of when they actually happened, as well as some other cool spaceflight events. And awesome spaceflight photography from all of our team all across the country and across the globe. We have some international ones in there too. You can check that one and the Starbase calendar out. We also have all of our holiday gifts. Here's the thing. I can't guarantee you that they will make it for Christmas. It's getting close. I know people are going, I really should get something now. You can try. We might be able to get it to you. But one thing I can guarantee you that we can get you, so you can get yourself some of these super heavy pajama pants or any of those thermal protection system pants, which I still love those, keep you thermally warm. You can also get them a gift card to the shop. All of those are available, and that gift card will send it over instantly. So if you're worried about getting a puzzle or a tote bag or something for anyone, we've got fast digital delivery on these NSF gift cards. You can check it all out at the shop.nasaspaceflight.com. Coming up now on 8.5 minutes to go. D, it seems like the wind is slightly calming down a bit, honestly.
I don't know. I'm actually out at the table once again rather than in my car, and maybe it's died down ever so slightly, but it is still very windy. The flag is still horizontal, as you can see, and waving quite rapidly. So hopefully the weather will cooperate, but we don't have long to wait now. But I mean, we've got clouds in the sky now. It had been a very clear night, and with the wind arriving, it started to bring some of these clouds as well. We'll just have to wait and see.
If I have to be brutally honest, I personally don't think the wind has calmed down at all, especially after walking back out here. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, and I saw someone saying they're not quite sure. They don't understand exactly how strong the wind is. Can either of you kind of break that down a bit?
So they were seeing gusts near 40 of about 44 miles an hour earlier tonight. I'm sort of blocking the wind with my microphone. If I try to face into the microphone or into the wind, you'd probably hear that you wouldn't be able to hear my voice at that point. Uh, it's I mean, it's not hurricane level winds, but it is not rocket launch type winds that you would be wanting to see. The main thing they'll be keeping an eye on for sure will be those gusts, because steady state is one thing, but when it's changing constantly, that's when you potentially have more concern, in the same way that you're worried more about wind shear in the upper level atmosphere than you are pure wind speed.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem that wind shear is as big of an issue or as much of a concern, both from the latest data as well as from the official forecast from the 45th Weather Squadron. They said the main concern would be the liftoff winds, and then, of course, concern for cumulus clouds. The upper level wind shear was low, so interesting to note that. At this point now, with about 6 minutes to go, the 9 Merlin 1D engines at the base of the rocket should be nice and chilled down. They run that super chilled propellant. They kind of run some of it through the lines inside the engine bell to thermally prepare them. Kind of like they do the 20-minute vent where they thermally condition the line before they start running super chilled propellant through it. Same thing with the engines, although it would be a lot worse if one of those engines were to shatter rather than just a fill line. So that's why they start that engine chill down. 5.5 minutes to go now. Oh man, I'm surprised we've made it this far into the count. I'm sure, Max, you're the same way right now before we send you and D off.
I think that's an understatement at this point. I mean, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised that SpaceX is at least trying. They still have 5 minutes left to get through in the count, and there's no guarantee that the engines are actually going to light when the time comes. I think we are going to hear that final decision at around T-minus 45 seconds or so, whenever we hear the either go or no go for launch from the launch director themselves. So the count is proceeding, but until I see first motion, I'm not gonna be holding my breath. But these might be record level wins, assuming that Falcon 9 can get off the ground tonight for wins that it has launched into this point. So we'll have to wait and see.
We will see indeed as we now get into the nitty gritty of the count here. 4.5 minutes to go. They are now preparing for the strongback retract. So there is that metallic structure you see, not the big black one, that is a crew access tower, but that other silvery structure on the left side, that is the strongback. So they have these little clamps
Retract has started.
that go underneath the fairing halves. They will open up, and then that strongback will retract about 1.8 degrees. It will throw itself away from the vehicle once it does lift off, but this is just enough to be out of the way to avoid too much damage to the structure. There you go. There's that clamp opening. They will retract that strongback, by the way, in addition to rolling the rocket out to the launch pad from the the horizontal integration facility, and lifting it vertical also provides all the propellant lines, the coolant lines, data lines, a lot of back and forth between the rocket and ground systems, all runs through that structure. Coming up on 3.5 minutes to go. You can see those fairing halves up at the top, definitely flight proven, as we're used to seeing flying fairing halves multiple times. They separate away, and then they parachute back down with the assist of some small thrusters, and they are scooped out of the water and recovered. So for today's mission, in terms of those downrange recovery assets, we have downrange a Shortfall of Gravitas, ready to hopefully have a booster land on top of it shortly. And I believe it is Bob that is down there to scoop up the fairing halves when they do come back down.
Stage
Next
1
up,
block float is complete.
We will start hearing call-outs for fuel loading wrapping up. That is the liquid oxygen load on stage 1 completed. So Falcon 9's first stage is just about ready to go. The next thing that we should hear is the wrapping up of the stage 2 liquid oxygen load. That started later in the count at about the T-minus 16 minute mark. Then once they do that, we will have a fully fueled Falcon 9 vehicle. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go until launch. Again, our clock a little bit ahead because of the latency from the SpaceX feed. Ours is the real time. As we reach 2 minutes, we should be wrapping up that propellant load, and then we'll start seeing a lot more venting as they start venting all of the lines at the pad. They call a gas closeout. Basically purging any remaining propellant, any remaining gases in those lines away from the rocket.
Stage 2 LOX load is complete.
And there we go. With Stage 2 LOX load done, that is a fully fueled Falcon 9 on the pad at Space Launch Complex 40, the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Booster 1092, ready to go for its 9th flight. Next call will be that gas closeout. So you can see that final venting there. That is totally expected.
Ground gas closeouts.
And you can even hear it there, despite the wind of that gas closeout. So next up will be Falcon 9 entering startup. That is when the onboard computers take control of the countdown. That's also when they pressurize the tanks to flight levels. So it'll be all automated in just a couple seconds from now. We should get that call out.
Falcon 9 has entered startup.
And now this is where it's going to get interesting. We should be hearing a go for launch in a couple of seconds. It will either be a go or a hold. Let's see what they say.
Launch director, go for launch.
They are go for launch. Color me surprised. But yes, we are now 20 seconds away from liftoff. In these winds, it is going to be quite a show. I will be quiet and let you listen to the launch once we get to it. You can see the flag whipping there, and 10 seconds to go. The Rainbirds will be activating at the base of Falcon 9 as a sound suppression system. Then we should have ignition of the 9 Merlin 1D engines.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
And liftoff of Falcon 9, Starlink 6-82, and some of the strongest winds we've seen, but Falcon flies away.
Power and telemetry nominal. Falcon 9 is supersonic.
You can hear our field team asking, are they serious?
Max Q.
We agree, Max. As the vehicle passes through Max Q, that's maximum aerodynamic pressure, pushing against Falcon 9. Somehow, against all of the odds, despite what all of us expected, Falcon 9 lifting off in those
started.
Strong winds, 90 seconds into flight. Wow. So as we speak, they are starting the chill down, just like we had at the T-minus 7 minute mark for the main engines on the Merlin vacuum engine on stage 2. The plume expanding, getting into the thinner parts of the atmosphere. Next up will be 3 events at rapid succession, starting with MECO, main engine cutoff when those 9 Merlin 1D engines shut down, followed by first and second stage separation, and then concluding with the ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine.
Falcon 9 is on a nominal trajectory.
And it's on a nominal trajectory despite all of that wind. It's dead on target so far. Should be coming up shortly on MECO. There it is.
MECO.
Next will be stage separation.
Stage separation confirmed.
And watch the right side of your screen.
Vac startup.
There we go. The Merlin vacuum engine on stage 2 has ignited. Stage 1 now on its way back down to land on the drone ship, a Shortfall of Gravitas, located about 600 kilometers downrange from where it took off.
They
grid
actually
fin-
got it off the ground.
Payload fairing separation about to occur. Those two fairing halves
Fairing separation confirmed.
will fall away. They will re-enter, and those will, with the assistance of some small thrusters and parachutes, splash down, and SpaceX recovery vessel Bob is downrange to scoop them up. Max, did that launch?
Wow. You probably heard it on the microphone. I was stunned. Like they actually got it off the ground in these winds. We didn't have it for our tracks for very long because it went through the cloud layer, of course, and we didn't pick it back up again. But holy cow, these must be record winds that Falcon 9 has yet launched in. That was incredible, and the sound as well. Dee and I actually, after we lost it in the clouds, that's when a majority of the sound actually came and hit us, and we felt it in our chests in a way that we hardly ever do from Slick 40. So that was unique. It was remarkable. It was surprising, but not surprising. That was a treat, honestly.
That is a treat for sure, yes. And in the meantime, stage 1 reaching its apogee, the highest point in its trajectory now. As the speed picks up, 113 kilometers in altitude, it is on its way back down. We could hear you and Dee, the shock in your voices, both before launch and after it went. I think we were all feeling the same thing of, I can't believe that they went.
I've just been laughing. Like, they actually just launched in this awful, awful wind. We did not think that would happen. And they threaded that needle. I guess.
I said it out loud. I feel like this is a rather rare time to actually use the oh so common YouTube thumbnail stance of, oh my gosh, are they serious?
Yes, the YouTube thumbnail clickbait in real life. Shocking ending.
They were indeed serious. They were
Yeah.
quite serious.
Will they launch? The result will surprise you. Coming up on about 6 minutes or so into flight at this point. Again, the winds is crazy strong, but they still have more to do as stage 1 continues now at about 13,000 kilometers an hour, 150 kilometers in altitude. Stage 2 will be coming up, or stage 1, will be coming up on its entry burn, where it will start with 1 engine and then go up to 3 engines to help slow itself down and fight fire with fire. You can see things getting ready there on the left side of your screen. And here we go.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
Flight termination system saved. That bright flash is the first engine igniting. And now you see that sort of rectangular shape means all 3 of the scheduled engines have lit up. This is going to slow it down and basically create a sort of heat shield using the fire itself, an envelope to protect Falcon 9 as it goes through one of the thicker parts of the atmosphere here to help slow itself down and protect it from those re-entry heats. There's the single engine and there's the shutdown. And now you see...
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
You see the grid
Both
fins there.
vehicles are on nominal trajectories.
The plasma starting to go through it. Here's getting to the thicker parts of the atmosphere. Those will start doing their real steering in just about a minute or so as it aims for the deck of the drone ship. So now keep an eye out. On the left part of the left side of the screen, there are times through that leftmost grid fin that we can start to see a white light. That is typically the drone ship in the Atlantic. Now let's see. We're getting into the interesting part as always. And a reminder, there was some low to moderate concerns with the booster recovery weather, but if they can launch in that, they can land in that. 7 kilometers in altitude, approaching 1,000 kilometers an hour and slowing rapidly. The landing burn, a reminder, is just a single engine used for the burn. Now under 1,000 kilometers an hour, 4 kilometers in altitude.
There's the light of the drone ship there on the left-hand side of the screen.
Stage 2 is
And
in
there-
terminal guidance.
That's what we want to hear for stage 2. Meanwhile, stage 1, there is that landing burn startup. You see the grid fins doing the steering. There is the deck of the drone ship.
A different camera angle? Hello?
I think they made something in the way of it. Either way, landing leg deploy
Wow.
and
Stage 1 landing
touchdown. 9th time's the charm. 9 times? 9 times as booster 1092 performs its 9th launch and landing. It should be coming up now on SECO 1, second engine cutoff 1.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Genuinely shocked by that one.
And nominal orbital insertion. Despite those crazy winds, Falcon 9 placing those Starlink satellites exactly where they need to be. Reminder, there is a second burn that they do, SES-2, but that is about a 2-second burn, and they do that about T plus 50 minutes, and they do not broadcast that. So let's go right into some replays here. Despite the camera shake, it lit up the night sky.
It sure did. And replays might be pretty short because I think most of our cameras lost it in the cloud layer after about 25 or 30 seconds. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Still beautiful though. If anything, that cloud layer, when the layer is like this, the light from all 9 Merlin 1D engines actually bounces back off of the surface of the clouds and actually lights up the actual silhouette of Falcon 9. So for like a 2 or 3 second period of time, you actually see the entire rocket. Oh, holy birds!
Oh,
holy
yeah.
seagulls!
Yeah, you didn't get to see that. That's right when we cut to it on air. Gage, I can already hear Gage somewhere talking about the birds.
Holy bird cam.
Actually, that is Fleet Cam over at Rusty's at the port in Port Canaveral, which is a great place to grab a bite to eat, and apparently birdwatch too. And this is the camera just showing the flag. You'll see it probably light up a bit from those engines. There it is.
Wow.
Even Old Glory is shocked of, wait a minute, you launched with this wind? And the rocket's red glare. I mean, it was more yellowish orange, but still, the rocket's red glare.
Gave proof through the night that the flag was indeed still there.
Very true.
It's honestly pretty impressive given this wind.
Yeah, we have seen the flag at the press site fly away a few times during other storms. And this from
wow,
one of the other robotic cameras that we have there at the 39 press site. This one seems super bright. I don't know if just because of the low cloud ceiling.
I think that's it,
extra bright.
Sawyer. Yeah, it's just that extra surface to allow the light to bounce off of and light up everything else around the area. So that's why it seems brighter, because the light has more chances to scatter back towards the ground.
And then that glow in the cloud. I love it as it keeps going. But yeah, that also helps with the sound too.
It really does. And we actually felt this one in our chest for like a couple of seconds, which we normally don't ever do from 40 because we are about 4.5 miles away, which is kind of far for cameras. But we are not complaining whatsoever.
And nuclear war has broken. No, I'm kidding. You could see just how bright that was tonight. Again, like I said, that extra brightness really showed. I can't wait to hear the launch audio again, not just for the sound of the rocket, but from the sounds of you and D freaking out that it went.
Oh, man. I already forgot about that.
Well, I didn't.
I'd be curious what the minute before, when we actually heard the go for launch, when we heard Falcon 9 and startup, and we heard that the launch director gave go for launch, I mean, I looked over at Max. I was like, they're going for it?
We heard. Oh, we heard.
We try not to talk during that stuff. Sometimes it's just so exciting to.
Yeah, this is not. This is not the launch audio from that camera. This is just from one of the wide cameras. You can just hear the wind whipping.
And
That's
not
how
only
windy
hear
it
it,
was.
but see it in the water, see it in the shrubbery around in the trees. Like it's about as strong as we have ever seen a rocket launch in here in Florida.
Now, I believe the next one is going to be the one with your sound on it, and I want to be quiet and just listen to some of the words of U and D in addition to the rocket sound.
Oh, this is actually D's track first.
Ah, okay.
Oh, and now to mine.
Oh, here you go. The Are You Kidding?
SpaceX, I was not familiar with your game.
I love D's response, and they were being serious. Oh my gosh, yeah. I love that audio of the. Are you serious? At liftoff, that was probably my favorite part of all of it.
That might be a new quote to add to the calendar if it wasn't too late.
Yeah, about that. Let me thank some people here really quick. The Tennessee Tornado saying, Mission Control was like, let's just do it, dude. Just don't tell Dad. I mean, this really felt like the definition of YOLO. You only launch once.
Well, not for SpaceX.
Well, no, you only launch, 600 and something times, but
once,
still.
maybe twice a day. It's what the.
Still, regardless, that's one of those you rarely see, and I guess it's also, it's a Starlink mission. We can push it a little bit, and if it's on the edge, SpaceX is going to push it. And then Lords of Random with a super chat also saying, crazy idea, Starship on Pegasus barge. I looked at the numbers, and a booster could, in theory, fit. They might need to detach the grid fins. Probably not going to happen, but God, it would be cool. I mean, that would be pretty neat, but I also can't wait to see SpaceX's new, I don't want to say drone ship, but new transport ship for when they do start sending starships here to Florida. And that's going to be quite the grand return.
You'll thank me later.
Of which we will return in a couple of days for 2 more launches. And I think all of us are going to be here for the next one, which is an Atlas V on the La-04 mission for Amazon Leo. I want to thank the people. Yes, a couple days, meaning tomorrow morning, essentially. So, because it is now Monday.
Sawyer?
Morning. Yeah.
I think they forgot the hold. They just went.
Wow. Wow.
That was pretty good. ODST Moody, by the way, saying, I'll deal with the wind if I can have that 65 degree Fahrenheit, 18 degree C weather back. Y'all stole it. Now it's 21 Fahrenheit, -6 C and falling. Oof. I apologize, but all I can say is oof. But
my condolences.
But regardless, Max Evans, I know we'll be seeing you out for Atlas, but thank you for rolling out tonight for what turned out not to be a futile attempt.
Yeah, surprisingly so. But happy as always to be here, everyone, and thank you very much for coming to hang out with us and sticking with us through this very treacherous launch window so far, but it all worked out in the end. So we will see you guys tomorrow.
D-Wise, thank you as well for braving it out and getting a launch.
It was an absolute pleasure. This is the most impressed I've been with a launch in a decent bit of time, to be honest. But we've known what to expect, and the fact they actually launched today caught a lot of us by surprise.
You could hear some of that through the wind breeze. That's how strong it was. But yes, Kevin Michael Reed pushing the buttons, pulling the levers, and providing the tunes. If you have any complaints about the music, I would say send them to Kevin, but just, we launched. That's good enough, right? I'm Sawyer Rosenstein. I've been your host for today's broadcast. Thank you so much for watching. As always, we still have a DY slow motion to send us out. We'll enjoy that, and we'll see you all for the next one.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when there's love there's always a way. And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace and love.
And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Traveling up.
Payload down to nominal.
Flighting downside FTE off. Say again, FTE off. Off. It's orange! Orange 25!
Oh my god!
Decollage.
What is it?
Put that in the big bag, you know.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
This methane will be igniting the flare, correct?
Yikes. You dead? Sure. We don't need any more of these.